What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Season 2, Episode 4. Frieren and Stark going on a date. This should be fun. Hopefully there's no demon shenanigans in this episode, just to, keep the date clean, let there not be any distractions or problems. I want this date to go smoothly, even though I don't think it's gonna go smoothly, given who we're dealing with here. But wishing nothing but the best for these two characters. Curious to see how Frieren is gonna deal with all of this, even if, what if Frieren is, in this episode at all, now that I think about it. I'm sure she will, at some capacity. Obviously, with Frieren, looking at two of her party members, especially one of them being like a daughter figure to her, very curious to see like how she is going to react to this loving development and relationship between these two characters. Probably gonna get a Himmel flashback in between. That's usually the case. Which all of them I welcome. So yeah, without any further ado, let us jump straight into the episode. Oh my god. Yes.
フリーレン様、
Yes.
どっちがいいと思いますか？どれでも同じで。やめてよ。謝るから怒りに任せて三つ編みにしないで。
Oh my god. This is so cute, but I cannot wait to see what Stark looks the same, of course. He doesn't have any other outfits.
それじゃあ行くか。
はい。
いつもと服装が違うんだな。なんでだ？
だってデートだって。
とにかく行こうぜ。
シュタレク様、なんだか動きが硬いですよ。
そんなことねえよ。
それでどこに行くんですか？
市場があるみたいだから行ってみようぜ。
Oh, look at that.
フリーレン様も通ってましたね。
ああ、大きな町の市場だと珍しい魔道具があることもあるらしいぜ。
だから宿屋に変な魔道具が山積みになっていたんですね。もう、
そこまで行くとちょっと怖いね。フリーレンのやつ、今日も温泉行ってるのかな。ここのところ毎日だったもんな。
Every day. Of course, she's here.
しみる。
お嬢ちゃん、今日は可愛い髪型だね。
It's the grandma from before as well.
やっぱりフリーレン様の話になってしまいますね。
他に話題もないしな。
Really, Stark? Nothing else to discuss?
カップル割引だそうです。
デートってお得なんだな。
身も蓋もありませんね。
せっかくの街なんだし、他の場所も見て回ろうぜ。
Stark's going through all of the Frieren checklist that we went through in the previous episode.
お姉さん、これください。
あいよ、毎度あり。仲いいわね。
そろそろお腹空いたろ。
Oh, I feel a bit of... not disappointment, but... Oh!
おっと。
Nice save.
すみません。
確かにその靴、歩きにくそうだな。
ヒンメル様の像ってどの町にもありますね。
フリーレンの話だと、象のポーズは100通り以上あるらしいぜ。
ちょっと作りすぎですよね。
フェルン、もしかしてあまり楽しくなかった？
そんなことないですよ。確かに好みな場所ばかりでしたけれども、なんだかシュタルク様らしくなかったです。
There you go.
せっかくのデートだったのに。
Ooh.
実はフリーレンに選んでもらったんだ。
どうしてそんなことを？
The gust of
どうし
wind.
てもフェルンに喜んでほしかったんだ。
確かに今日は少し残念に思いました。でも
Demo.
とても嬉しいです。
Oh.
すごく穏やかな時間ですね。さっき食べた肉まんです。
俺も思ってた。
Oh man, look at this. Finally smiling and laughing.
こんなのんびりできるようになるとは思っていませんでした。ハイター様のおかげですね。
俺だって師匠のおかげだ。
なあ師匠、なんで俺なんか拾ってくれたんだ？
勇者ヒンメルならそうしたからだ。
It's what Himmel the hero would have done. It's what the goat would have wanted.
なんだか機嫌がいいみたいだね。いいことあったの？ヒンメル、どうして笑っているの？
僕は今機嫌がいいんだ。
朝から二人して迷子の猫を探して歩き回っただけじゃん。
The date.
そうだね。でも僕は君と二人で出かけられて楽しかった。
お、
いたよヒンメル。
間違いない。捕まえるぞ。
I love that man.
これはね、機嫌がいい時の三つ編みだよ。
本当に違いがわかんない。
Oh, look at this. That first segment was beautiful, man. It's exactly what I wanted. A nice first date between...
あれが北部高原の関所ですか。
Oh, hold on. Got a new rendition of this track again? A much more, like, triumphant version of this?
そのカバン見た目よりたくさん入るんだな。
便利でしょ。
Yeah, showed him who you are, Fern.
一級魔法使いフェルン様ですね。お気をつけて。
That she is.
フェルンってすごいんだな。
It's a bit imposing, though. You know, like the giant gate. We just access, like, a higher level of the map, you know?
囲まれたね。
Oh. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, there's a lot of dangerous enemies.
死ぬかと思ったぜ。
使っていない小屋がありますのでご自由にお使いください。それで代わりと言ってはなんですが、実はこの先の街道に強力な魔物が出るようになってしまいまして、
Of course.
自治を担っている騎士団などでは歯が立たず、行商人も来れぬようになってしまったのです。
Classic season 1 track. They used this track when they were fighting demons in the first season, if I remember correctly.
こんな危険な場所で暮らす必要はねえんじゃねえか？
Good question.
ですが私たちはここで生まれ育ったのです。この土地には家族との思い出がたくさん詰まっています。誰が故郷を捨てられましょうか。
Title of the episode now has more meaning. Okay. Someone's been Oh. Okay. We gotta adapt. Change our playstyles. Oh. Yeah, that was pretty close. Especially from Stark. It's a good thing Fern was protecting him.
これならやっぱりカイロでもよかったんじゃねえか。
こんな危険な場所ならカイロで迂回すればよかったのに。
Wow.
北部高原にもたくさんの人が住んでいる。僕は自分の故郷を守りたくて勇者になったからね。
Gotta protect the people.
シュタルク、北部高原が故郷の人だってたくさんいるんだよ。
Yeah. Oh.
ところでシュタルクはどうして座ったままなの？
腰が抜けちゃった。
Of course. Yeah, Frieren had so much confidence and so much trust in her team that she's willing to pretty much blast that, that spell on him. Could have gotten friendly fire, but, again, it's a good thing that Fern already, 2 steps ahead and protected Stark. That was a really fun episode. Love the first half, especially with the Fern and Stark on their date. Really solid episode. I liked this episode, especially with the first half, as I mentioned. Seeing the Stark and Fern date was really sweet. It's also, I would say, very relatable for for a lot of people. I would say, being going on this first date and seeing how Stark wasn't really being himself because he wanted to, obviously, to not just to impress Fern, but also to make sure that she has like the best day ever. And usually that's not really how it goes. Sometimes like the person who loves you for who you are and not what you are trying to be. So this is like a good lesson for, I guess, for the both of them. Especially by the end of their day, they're just having fun looking at like the clouds and just having a giggle and a laugh. That was really sweet. Frieren just staying out of their trouble was also very nice. She's just enjoying the time in the hot springs and onsen for, I guess, the entire episode for the entire day, because you see her at the start of the day, and then you see at the end of the day when Fern finally comes in and she's still there. So I would imagine she's there for like the entire day and whatever, which is like 1 second in elf years. I don't know, man. But it was really sweet. It was really sweet. There's a lot of really light hearted moments in that segment as well. Fern trying to choose between like which dress that she wants to wear is very cute, but at the same time it's also like this dichotomy between Stark and Fern. Like Stark, him being Stark being Stark, obviously he has no other clothes. He has no other outfits, so he just wears what he wears, right? And it's something that I find interesting, because like how the two characters, Fern and Stark, kind of comments on each other in terms of like what they find different is very telling, because Fern did not comment on Stark wearing the same clothes for this occasion, but Stark was the one who brought up that Fern looked different today, like you're wearing different clothing, like, and even Stark himself said, like it must have been really, probably hard for you to walk, using those shoes, especially in this environment where there's a lot of stone pavements everywhere, you'll bound to stumble. And then the same thing with Fern, noticing how Stark is essentially bringing her on the Frieren to-do list, essentially, right? These are all places that Fern has been to before when she was with Frieren all those episodes ago in season 1. And it is a nice experience for Frieren and Fern, but it's not necessarily what Fern was looking for, right? Fern was looking for an experience with her and Stark. Obviously, Fern wants to see where Stark wants to go, not what Stark wants Fern to go, you know? But yeah, it's a fun first date. That's usually how it goes, It's usually very awkward during your first date. You don't know what to wear, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, and it's usually very awkward. You sit silently when you're eating food. That. Oh my god, that moment when they were just like eating uh the desserts and whatever. Man, that just brings out some bad memories. You guys ever had that moment? You're on a date, you're like, okay, where do we eat? Let's go eat here. Okay, sure. And then the entire date, as you are eating in this restaurant or whatever, is just pure silence because it's like it's very awkward. You don't know what to talk about. I felt that so much. But then the second half of the episode, things got a lot more action packed. Oops. I don't know what happened there. Things got action packed. The I'm gonna assume that's kind of it's not really a demon. It's kind of like a monster, but kind of looks like a demon. I don't know. Every demon that we've encountered thus far has the ability to talk. That's why they were able to, to fool humanity. Or not just humanity, but uh, to to go into society and change people's opinions and whatever, to delude themselves and whatever, that is like their biggest strengths, right? The demons. This one not really the talkative much, but it is very humanoid, so I don't know. Frieren said it is a monster, so I'm just gonna assume that is just a monster, not a demon. But really cool fight. I love the the choreography between like all of the action sequences that happened between the second half of the episode, just from like the very beginning when they stepped into the new land, immediately getting bombarded with like enemies beyond their level, or enemies that are now on their same level, I would say, because considering Fern's like new status as a first class mage. But yeah, they're getting their hands beat. It's like it's kind of tough. We've been fighting like level 1 enemies this entire time in the old region. Now we unlock like the new region of the map, and now things are a lot more, a lot more dangerous and a lot more tougher. So you gotta change your game a bit. Change your party layout and change like your skills and whatever. You know what I mean? Talking gameplay mechanics and whatever. But it was a cool fight. It was a cool fight. I really appreciate the consistent use of 2D animation. Many a times you can just easily use a 3D model or whatever during these scenarios. If this is any other show, right? Frieren stays consistent on this regard, so I really appreciate that. I feel like the only time Frieren used 3D was like episode 8 or 9, or was it 10? I can't remember. It was like the Aura episode where you get like the knights, like the fallen knights that Aura kind of puppeteered. Like those were those were 3D models. Like that's pretty obvious. But everything else has been 2D. The horses are 2D. 2D horses, kind of a insane thing that to think about in like the current day and age. But here we are. I'm glad that we're getting more 2D horses. I remember the dark times, when anime reverted to 3D horses, like studio with 3D horses. Oh no, those were the days. But yeah, all of it is pretty cool. Like it's still fantastic. It's still great. Like there's like I said, like there hasn't been like a major dip in quality at all. The music's still banging every now and again. It's just a fun time. Really, it really is. 4 episodes in, though. I mean, the next episode, we're going to be effectively on the halfway point of the show, right? Of the season, I mean, because it's like, what, 10 episodes? So, very curious to see, like, where this season is gonna end. But it is fun, and it is reassuring to me that we are entering, like, a new area. Like, the northern plateau, because now we're introducing new And we're introducing new and more formidable foes, so I cannot wait to see like what else we have in store in that regard. There's going to be more conflicts here. There's going to be this is going to be like a more war-torn area, especially considering like demon activity, as they said, are increasing in the northern area. So that'll be cool to see. Also something that I didn't really talk about in the last episode, because when they were talking about like the demons and such that the hero of the south kind of faced, and like the amount that we have left, pretty sure we still have like one demon left, right? Because there's like 7 demons. The hero of the south kind of defeated 4, and the party of heroes, Frieren's party, Himmel's party, defeated like 2 or 3 of them. Or was it like the hero of the south defeated 4, including what was the guy's name? Schlatt. So that's like 3 sages left, and then the party of heroes defeated 3 or 2 left. I don't know, but like I'm pretty sure there's only like 1 demon left. Like there's 1 demon of the Sage of Destruction, whatever they're called. I can't believe I'm still forgetting its name. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see, because if there is still a single super demon, let's just put it that way, left in the continent, especially probably in the northern in the northern realm, we're bound to meet him eventually. That's bound to happen. So cannot wait, if that is the case, to see where that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it actually for like this 4th episode. There's not much else for me to say, but if you have more to say, let me know in the comment section down below. If there's anything that kind of piqued your interest, if there's things that you love more in this episode or not, because again, like there's a couple of things that I do enjoy in this episode, that I'm just not kind of diving further into the details. Frieren learning from Himmel and choosing to stay on the northern plateau and not circumnavigate it across like the sea or whatever, because that is what Himmel the hero would do. Save the people, protect the people, don't go the coward's way and just bypass all of it through the sea. Although I would be very interested in seeing a sea adventure to see like if there's any sea monsters, pirates maybe, who knows. Excuse me. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. I will see you all next time for the next episode of Frieren. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.